Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm out doing a hot tent trip at the ocean and it is frigid cold out here. The temperatures are expected to be minus 15 degrees Celsius. However, as you can see the location, it is quite windy and it is in the open, so we're probably going to be pushing more like minus 20 with a wind chill. So I do have a hot tent set up for tonight. I did bring my small titanium stove. I've got all my cooking area set up out here. I've got my sleeping pad and sleeping bag already ready to go with my change of clothes and everything else inside of the tent. My backpack currently is empty, but I'm going to leave it outside for now, and then later on this evening I'm going to move it to the other side of the rainfly to block some of that wind from coming in the tent off of the ocean. So right now it is time to get some firewood because the sun is slowly dipping down behind the mountain behind me and it is going to get dark and cold fast. So it is firewood collection time, and luckily, being on the shore, there is a ton of driftwood just down on the sandy area, or the gravel area, I should say. So I'm going to take a dip down by the ocean, grab as much driftwood as I can with the saw, get it up here, get it inside, and secure that for later on this evening. Alright guys, I've got all the firewood cut up and I'm probably going to get a little bit more, but right now I am running out of light and there's other things that I need to be doing. I got a whole beach full of wood, so all kinds of excellent, really nice dry pieces of hardwood. So later on I'll venture back down there and gather up some more wood if I need to. But for now, I need a coffee, a really, really hot coffee. So instead of lighting the wood stove, I did bring my canister stove just because I was uncertain of what type of wood was going to be available in the area. If the tide was going to be up high and I wasn't going to be able to access it. So I did bring a canister stove just in case. I'm going to get this situated on top of the stove and I'm going to make some coffee. Now I didn't bring any water with me. However, there is a freshwater creek with a waterfall just behind the tent. So I'm going to collect water out of that waterfall. Come back up here, probably close this door to block the wind, get the canister stove set up, and then make a really hot cup of coffee. And then from there, I'm going to basically just enjoy the area for a few minutes, and then it's going to be supper time shortly after that. Now I did bring some really spicy cheese ramen and a couple of bread rolls to go with it for supper. So this trip is very, very simple, definitely a backpack style trip. And I've got other snacks inside of the tent along with my slippers and flashlights and all that good stuff on this side. And then like I said, later on I'm going to put the backpack on this side to block any draft that's coming in. But yeah, we'll get to that a little later on. For now, I do need coffee like I was saying, so I'm going to shut this door. I'm going to grab my kettle, wherever that is, right here. I'm going to grab my kettle and go collect some water and then get some coffee on the go. Okay guys, I'm back from having my coffee down on the shore, and I gotta say, it is cold out, but wow, is that ever beautiful down there. That cold air coming off the ocean, the crashing of the waves, everything covered in ice, really, really awesome. So, got another hot cup of coffee. Let's give this a go. Oh yeah, that's hot. So I'm gonna keep hydrated on this trip because I've got all kinds of fresh water right there. So I still have to boil it to kill off any parasites and whatnot, but I've got an unlimited supply of water, so that is awesome. I am getting very hungry, so I'm going to start on supper, but I'm not gonna light the stove yet. I'm gonna save that for later on tonight. So I am gonna use my canister again. So I already went over to the creek, or that little waterfall again, and I filled up my pot with enough water to cook some ramen. I do have one tiny red onion that I'm going to cut up and put into my ramen, and I'm basically going to get food out of the way, or at least dinner out of the way, and then I don't have to worry about cooking anything elaborate later on. I can just use my snacks and just fill up on that. So it is going to be ramen time right now, and shortly after that I'll probably go down to the shore again, enjoy a little bit and maybe explore a little bit, and then I'll save the stove lighting for later on when it is dark and I am in the tent and it's cold. So whew, let's get cooking. Alright guys, supper is ready and it smells awesome. So I've got my very spicy cheese ramen with my red onion, add a little bit more of a kick and a bit of a crunch, and then I've got my fresh baked bread. So I'm going to relax and eat this, and listen to the sound of the crashing waves and the sight of the ocean, which is awesome. This is an excellent location, and I think tonight is going to be a very, very enjoyable evening. All right guys, supper is all done, and I gotta say, it was awesome. My lips are still burning from that spice. 2 thumbs up on that, definitely. So I've got the area straightened up, and I've got my tools ready to light the fire later on inside. But right now, I just happened to glance out the tent door, and I can see some color starting to form in the sky. So it looks like there might be a little bit of a sunset. And looking down over the cliff, the tide is coming in, but there's still enough beach there that I can actually go down and walk on the beach and hopefully be able to see out around that corner and catch a glimpse of the sunset. So let's go down there and take a look. Alright guys, I'm back from my walk down on the shore. Absolutely awesome. That little tiny bit of color was actually really nice. I cracked into a beer down there and I watched the water get closer and closer to my feet. before it coming back up to the tent. So I'm just roughing up my jute twine here. I got some wax jute twine. I'm gonna rough it up, throw a spark into that, my fire steel, and then get the stove going because it is getting quite dark and quite chilly out. Alright guys, fire's going pretty good. It's actually starting to snow outside right now, so I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up in between the smoke, but it is actually starting to snow quite large flurries. So I did not check the weather network before I came out here. Who knows, it might snow, it might not. I mean, at this point, anything could happen. So I'm basically going to be inside of the tent for the evening. I may sit on the cliff edge, which is, I mean, it's only about a 25-foot cliff. It's nothing major, but it is right where the camera is. So I might sit on the grass just in front of the cliff and just kind of look out, because I can see with my eyes the actual edge of the water and the waves crashing in. It looks darker on camera, but it's really not that dark. So I might go out there and sit in the snow for a little bit and sip on my brew, or I might come in here. I'm undecided yet, but this is basically me for the night. I'm going to shut the light off, shut the camera off, get the stove crackling nice and warm, and basically settle into my relax mode, which is what I do every night. So I'm going to catch you guys first thing in the morning for coffee and oatmeal. Good night, guys. Good morning, guys. It is a beautiful morning out here. It's not as cold as it was last night. It started to warm up, and with that warmth brought snow. So it is currently snowing. The tent is starting to build up a little bit, but the heat from the stoves melting it all off the front of the tent. So I gotta say, it is beautiful out here. Absolutely perfect. So I'm on my second cup of coffee. I've already had my oatmeal and morning routine right here, and then I sat over on the cliff's edge and watched the snow fall and watched the tide of the ocean go out. We are on that 12-hour cycle now. It came in last night, now it's starting to go back out. So that'll open up a little bit more beach area to walk, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to load up the stove and get it so it's burning nicely. Probably get this coffee off of there now. And I'm gonna basically just head down to the beach and go take a look at what is out there for scenery. So I'm gonna get this loaded and take a walk down to the beach. Alright guys, so it's pretty awesome down here with all the ice, the snow, the crashing waves. You can see looking down the beach that the part that has snow, that's basically right where the tide came to. So pretty much right where I'm sitting is the high tide line. And then everything else is the basically new tide. So the tide's going out, the snow's slowly starting to hit it. And we have the highest tides in the world here in the Bay of Fundy. So this tide will go way out there, and then it'll take quite a while to come back in. But as you can see, we've got a pretty epic location to have a morning coffee. So I don't have a whole lot left. I've been sipping it along the way, but I probably got another drink or two in there. I'm gonna sit back for a few minutes, enjoy this scenery and the sounds, because the sounds of the crashing waves in the ocean, the snow hitting my skin, hitting my face, the warm coffee, all that together is just a really powerful feeling. So I'm gonna sit right here, and I'm probably gonna take a few minutes and just relax. All right, guys, coffee down on the shore was absolutely awesome. I love being on the shore. All this snow in the wintertime is amazing. It does get cold, but like I said, with the snow falling now, I'm actually quite warm, especially moving around. Warm enough that I don't need my jacket on. So last night, I also was very, very warm. My sleeping pad and my down bag. I actually let the stove go out overnight, so I put 2 logs in there, and then I went to bed when I was all done with my movies and whatnot. And it went out, and I woke up once. I heard the sound of the crashing waves. I wasn't cold. I just kind of cinched up my sleeping bag, went back to sleep, and then woke up this morning, and then I noticed the snow around the skirt of the tent. And I was excited at that point, because when I saw the snow, I went, oh boy, this is going to be cool. So I think right now what I'm going to do is, first I'll probably get my kettle back on there. There is one piece of wood burning in the stove, but it's now starting to kind of damp itself down. I've got probably 2 more cups of coffee to go in here, and to go in here, but 2 more cups in the kettle I'm going to pour into here. And while I'm drinking my coffee, what I'm going to do is slowly start packing up. So the sleeping bag, the mattress, all my little odds, ends, and little bits here and there are going to get packed away. And then hopefully then the stove will be burned out. I'll be able to disassemble it and set it off to the side, let it cool down. And then while that's cooling down, I'm just going to do a real fast pack of the tent, ball it up, jam it in my backpack. And then I'll probably put, because I have my wax canvas bag that I brought, I made this for this stove specifically. So when that's all cooled down, I can slip it inside of here. And then I can actually jam this inside of the pack and not worry about any of the sharp edges or rough edges on the stove actually ripping the tent material, because it'll be stored away in this canvas bag, which is very durable. So that's going to be the plan. Have some coffee and start picking away, start doing a little bit of a cleanup. All right, guys, everything is packed away inside of the backpack. It went fairly quickly. The only kind of slow part is the tent poles got to be broken down, and then the stove has to be disassembled and set in there. So what I did today is I actually put the stove in through the top of the pack as opposed to going in through the front, because this whole pack opens up in the front, but with the sleeping bag being in there wanting to just explode out with all the loft and down, I decided to keep it zipped up and just cram everything in from the top. So it worked out really well. The only thing I got to do now is clean off my down jacket, because that is getting covered in snow. I'm going to throw that on, get the pack on, and it is time to get out of here. So I thank you guys very much for tuning in. This was an awesome oceanside camp out, hot tent in the snow, unexpected, but you know what? It worked out really great. So thank you guys so much. If you guys have any questions or comments, drop it down in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you. Right now, I'm gonna get that on, get this on, and I'm out of here. So catch you guys in the next video.